Hey guys, in today's video I'm gonna do a short tutorial of how to do a crown in Exocad. Alright, let's just start right now. Fill out all these empty gaps here with your doctor's name, your patient's name, the technician, and then select your tooth. For this example, we're gonna do a zirconia tooth, so it's gonna be a full anatomic zirconia tooth. We're gonna select anatomic crown, material zirconia. Here we're not gonna select anything, and okay. Alright, so this is gonna be the most basic how to do a crown video. In this example, we can use the detect tool for the margin line, but if your margin line is not too visible, then I'd recommend to just use the draw free method. It's gonna be much faster. Instead of taking out so many points, you can just do a couple clicks and you're there. Sometimes if Exocad can't tell where your margin line is, it's gonna put you like 20-30 points there, and then you're just gonna have to manually remove all of them, so this is gonna save you some time here. Okay, next. The next step is the crown bottoms. Here for zirconia tooth I usually use 0.4 millimeters. From margin is a space with no salmon space, so it's gonna ensure a really good and tight fit on your prepared tooth. You can lower or make it higher, but for one single crown I usually just use the 0.1 millimeter or like the 1 millimeter preset. And if you have a bridge of 3, I just normally use around 0.3 millimeters. Okay, here in border I usually move all of these to 0, just so I get a more seamless. Next, and here is gonna give you a generic tooth, which you can use if you want, but in my opinion it doesn't really look that good. So I'm gonna go to export mode right here, and then come down here and use the load custom model tooth option. Here you're gonna have a couple options. I also have like a folder with like 100 options, but these are all the libraries that I have on this computer right now. If you need more libraries, let me know in the comments. I can just send it over to you. Okay, usually you wanna just look at the teeth that you already have and choose something similar, so that you're gonna have a lot less flip forming to do. Let's see, I'll use this triangular shape. It has a little pointy cuspids, just like the teeth that I have. Okay, let's just use the wizard mode. So after you selected the library that you want, press wizard, and then you're back where we left off. Here, let's say you want to make the tooth smaller or maybe bigger. You just press on shift. You can see that it lights up right there. Press on shift and then just drag it a little bit to make it smaller to fit my space right here. Okay, something like that. Now pressing Ctrl, you can rotate the tooth. Rotate it just a little bit so it's straight. Okay, I don't really like what it's doing with the morph anatomy option, so I'm just gonna use the no adaptation. This way I can rotate it any way I want it without Exocad having to interfere with what I do. I'm gonna make it a little bigger because I did turn it into a smaller size than I wanted. I'm just gonna tilt it a little bit, and it should be good. Pull it out a little bit. Yep. Basically what you wanna do here, if you're not really good with the freeforming, you just have to try to keep the tooth shape as intact as possible. Also, always look at these V's to be symmetrical here in between the teeth. And then you're gonna look at the cusps, tips, so you have a straight line down. This one is way too long, so we're gonna deal with that later in the next step. Okay, after you got the tooth in the correct position, or as correct as you can get it, click next, and it's gonna adapt it to your prepared tooth. Alright, here we are in freeforming. Here you can do a bunch of adjustments. It's gonna help out here with these curves. Just some small adjustments. We don't want to ruin the tooth anatomy. The tooth or anatomy. Okay, but we do want to give it a little bit of a shape. Then you just want to throw it there like a banana, and here you go. Here's your green tooth. It looks like a banana. Okay. Here I'm gonna take this bulkiness away a little bit. Straighten this line out. Okay. As you can see, we didn't really ruin anything, like any part of the tooth, but what we did is giving it a little bit of a shape. It seems a little bit too flat for my likings. So I'm just gonna try to like pull it out somehow. Let me see which option is gonna let me. Always try to, like, if you wanna move a part, you see it's gonna go green. So just play along with these and see with which tool you can select the area that you actually want to pull on. You don't just want to pull a little bit of parts, it's gonna take long. Instead of pulling with reach, maybe try cusps. See? Okay, let's move these cusp tips a little bit inwards. With a little bit of a volume here, make it look natural. See how it's flaring outwards? Yeah, we don't want that. Okay. It almost looks good to me. We're just gonna have to pull it out a little bit from here. Just a couple small pulls. Alright, make sure that you don't have any sharp angles, and make sure that the shape of the tooth is somewhat as trapezoidal as you can. So you see how these sides go this way. You want that the 3/6, no, the 2/6 or the 1/6, they are not square, they are not round. Sometimes they are, but most of the times they are trapezoidal, so, or trapezoidal, I don't know how you want to call it. Okay, we're just gonna smooth it off a little bit so we don't have any sharp edges. And look at this, look at how seamless it is. Okay, some smoothing here, and we are almost done. See the contact areas with the agent seed? Usually I just do it from here. I'm gonna leave this small of a surface right here. You don't want a small point. You kinda wanna have a surface. Contact area surface. I'm gonna put it out from here a little bit. And then from here. You see you have somewhat of a surface here. I don't want too much. Just to be a little bit in here, just a little bit, so you can like barely see anything. You don't want it like this. Also, if you use Ctrl and Z, just gonna do the undo here. It's a nice shortcut to know. So you want a surface, but you don't want it to bulge out. Okay, that being done, I'm just gonna shorten this little line here because it's way too obvious and we don't need that. This is gonna be plenty. Okay, let's give it some transition lines, which are always curvy. Then round it off after you did that. You don't want any sharp edges on a molar, or basically any tooth. Okay, take some of this bulk from here, smooth it off. Sorry. Alright, so this is gonna basically be our little zirconia crown right here. You can also do some little tweaks here and there. You could play with this thing like for hours. Make it as beautiful as you can. Okay, this was like a short little introduction how to do some good morphology. Don't want these to flare out either. You don't want huge holes here. You want a little bit of a shape, but no huge holes. Okay. Here we go, guys. No sharp edges. Always look for that. Always make it see-through and look how bulky it is. If it's too bulky, then I have to pull it in a little bit. See, mine is a little bit bulky. So I'm gonna use the tooth parts and I'm gonna lock the cusp tips. Just a little bit, pull it in so it's not gonna be bulky. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you wanna see next. And check out my other videos. Maybe it's gonna be helpful for you. Alright, see you guys.